So let us stay in the remembrance for a minute and we'll start the Murli. Okay, so today we will be reading the Murli of 19th of December 1984, the most elevated, easy and clear path. So often in the spirituality or in the path of efforts, we feel that it's very difficult to attain perfection. But in this Murli, Baba has told the very easy path. And actually, we all of us know that path. It has been often told by Baba in many Murlis now and then, but still, like, if the title is such, then that makes us think what could be the easiest way to follow. So let's read the Murli and let's try to uncover that with the Murli itself. So this Murli is divided into two parts. The first main section we'll be reading today, tomorrow being buffer day. So Ashish Bhai from Pune will be meeting you all. And on Monday, we will read the second part, which is nothing but meeting with Kumaris, teachers, and other groups. So, as per drama, it's very wonderful that at Madhuban we have Kumaris retreat, and today even this Murli has a very good meeting with Kumaris. Baba is doing that meeting with Kumaris. Same thing was there in yesterday's Sakar Murli also. Baba told a lot about Kumaris. So many things are coinciding with the retreats which we are having at Madhuban. Anyways, so let us start the Murli. Today, Bab Dada is especially seeing his loving companions who always fulfill the responsibility of companionship. So, always Baba is meeting his children, or he meets the souls, or he meets us in different forms. But today, he is seeing all of us as companions, very unique. And not only that, he tells that those companions, the loving companions, are who always fulfill the responsibility of companionship. A companion means someone who is always with you, someone who fulfills the responsibility of companionship in every act and thought. Hmm? Interesting. Not only act, but also in every thought. Someone who moves forward, placing each footstep in every step. Someone who doesn't take a single step according to the dictates of his own mind or the dictates of others. So, what is he telling? Companion is someone who moves forward, placing each footstep in every step. Hmm? Someone who doesn't take a single step according to the dictates of the own mind or dictates of other. So there is no स्वयं का मत और परमत. It is always kadam pe kadam. That is who is companion. Those who fulfill the responsibility of constant companionship always experience this to be an easy path because the Father, the elevated companion, makes the path clear and clean by stepping along it. So just I thought of recalling this. If you want to do climb a mountain, and we are not that good with that, but we have with us an expert mountaineering who actually knows how to climb. So what a wise person will do, wherever that expert is putting his steps, he will try to walk the same way because he will have that faith that wherever he is putting his feet, that will not let him trip down. So likewise, if we have that faith in Baba, climbing that mountain will be very easy. All that we need to do is just put our step on the right step where he asks us, rather than putting it where we feel the step would land up in the right place. Because many times we feel that there is a space for putting the steps, but we don't know, where, if that stone is that powerful or if it can get off the cliff. So that was just an analogy. But what Baba is telling here is those who fulfill the responsibility of constant companionship always experience this to be an easy path because the Father, the elevated companion, makes this path clear and clean by stepping along it. You simply have to continue to move along by placing your footsteps in His footsteps. There is not even any need to think whether the path is right, easy, or clear. Mm. Another example which I could think of is if you remember that we were very small, or you can even see someone who is very small, of the age of maybe 3 or 4, and he is going into a very busy market. All that the kid does is just gives his hand in hand of the mother, and wherever the mother goes, he will go along. He might not have to think that, oh, whether this path is correct or wrong, whether this path will lead to my home or not, whether I will get lost in the crowd or not. No, all that tension he doesn't have to take. All that the kid does is just enjoy, keeps on singing, shouting, or whatever he wants to do because he knows that his hand is in the hand of his mother. So he has no idea where he's going. He has no idea where his house is. He has no idea whatsoever. But all that he knows is that his mother is with him. And that makes him go along wherever the mother takes him, in the market or in the busy streets. So similarly, Baba says you simply have to continue to move along by placing your footsteps in his footsteps. There is not even any need to think whether the path is right, easy, or clear. Where the Father has placed his footsteps, it is anyway an elevated path. Simply take steps and claim multi-millions at each step. It is so easy. Baba feels everything very easy. The Father incarnates in the corporeal world and becomes your companion in order to fulfill the responsibility of companionship, and places the feet of his acts through the corporeal medium to demonstrate to you. Okay, so now Baba is there could be one, children could give a excuse that, oh, Baba, you are incorporeal and we are all corporeal. How can we follow your footsteps? You are sitting in the Param Dham, we are over here. So Baba gives us answer for that, that just for the make of us understand how things work, he took incarnation in Brahma Baba, and that is a medium who is ideal for us to follow. So Baba says, Father incarnates in the corporeal world and becomes your companion in order to fulfill the responsibility of companionship, and places the feet of his acts through the corporeal. So when he says his acts, his is referred to Shiv Baba through the corporeal medium. We know the corporeal medium. To demonstrate to you, he made the corporeal one his medium in order to make it easy for you. It is easy to follow and place your footsteps in his footsteps in the corporeal form. Is it not? The elevated companion has shown his companions such an easy path because the Father, the companion, knows that the one who he has he had made his companions have wandered around a great deal and have thereby become weary. Hmm? So Baba acknowledges that before he coming, we were wandering here and there and we got lost. And that is why Baba is telling us. So Baba is elaborating that further. He tells they are disheartened and weak. They became disheartened by thinking it was difficult. That is why this is the easiest of all. Simply place your steps in his footsteps. Baba shows you this easy method. It is your duty simply to place your footsteps in his, to make your to make you move, to make you go across, to fill you with power at every step, and to remove your tiredness is the duty of your companion. So let's read his duty again. It's interesting. To make you move, to make you go across, to fill you with power at every step, and to remove your tiredness is the duty of your companion. Just don't place your footsteps anywhere else. Hmm? Very simple example. So the earlier analogy which I was referring to, the child and mother. Imagine if the child leaves mother's hand just by seeing something very attractive on the roadside. And if he goes along and probably for a minute he may enjoy that, but then just after a minute, when he sees that he's not able to see his mother, how worried he would become, because he doesn't know which direction to go. He doesn't know which path will lead to where. Hmm? So if we don't follow the footsteps, maybe for a some time we might feel happy or maybe not happy, but just after that we might get lost. So Baba says Just don't place your footsteps anywhere else. Simply to place your steps in his footsteps is not difficult, is it? To place your footsteps means to have a thought. Now what Baba is elaborating what is footsteps. So what is that thought? Whatever the companion says, however he makes you move, you will move in that way. You will not lose your own head. To use your own head means to cry out in distress. So you know how so you know how to place your footsteps in this way. Do you not? Is it difficult? The one who takes all responsibility is taking responsibility. So do you not know how to hand over any responsibility to him? Since he has kept the corporeal medium as a sample to show you the path, why is it difficult to follow the path? The easy way is a method of just a second. What Father Brahma did in the corporeal form and how did it is all you have to do. You simply have to follow the Father. Every verify every thought. In my every thought, the same sorry, is my thought the same as the Father's thought? Do you not know now to copy? People in the world stop you from copying, whereas here you simply have to copy. So, is this easy or difficult? Since you have found an easy, simple, and clear path, simply follow it. Why do you go on to other paths? Other paths are paths of waste thoughts. They are paths of thoughts of weakness. They are paths of the different thoughts of iron aged attractions. By following those paths, you end up in a forest of confusion, and because of having so many thorns all around you, you're not able to come out of it. Then you try. So Baba is giving the result of all other paths. In case if you're still interested, sometimes we may. So Baba is telling other paths are parts of waste thoughts. They are thoughts of weakness. They are thoughts of iron aged attractions. And once we go to those, we'll end up in the forest of confusion, and there are thorns around us. Hmm? नुकीले कांटे हमारे इर्द गिर्द. So Baba tells, what are those thorns? Sometimes you are pricked by the thorn of what will happen. Sometimes you are pricked by the thorn of why. Sometimes you are pricked by the thorn of how. Sometimes you are pricked by the thorns of your own weak sanskars. So there are so many thorns. What will happen? Why? How? Weak sanskars. Everywhere you look, you only see thorns. जिधर देखो उधर काटे ही काटे. You then cry out, companion, now come and save me. Companion then says, instead of placing your steps in my footsteps, why did you go on to other path? Since the companion himself is offering you his companionship, why do you leave that companion? To step away means to let go of your support. Why do you go off your own? Why do you go off on your own? The attraction of limited company, of some relationship or some facility attracts you to itself. And because of that attraction, you make that facility or perishable relationship your companion or your support, and you then step away from the eternal companion and your support is lost. For half the cycle, you consider those limited supports to be your supports. You have experienced whether they were true supports of quicksta- quicksand. Did they trap you or make you fall, or did they enable you to reach your destination? You experienced that very clearly, did you not? You have not experienced those for just one birth, but you have experienced them for 63 births. Do you still want one or two more births? So Baba is all giving us result not only of this birth, but for so many births we have been experiencing those difficult times. And in case if you're interested, he's asking us, do you still want to experience that for a couple of more births? Those who are deceived once should not be deceived a second time. Those who are repeatedly deceived are said to be unfortunate. Now, the bestower of fortune and Father Brahma himself have drawn the long line of elevated fortune in the horoscope of all the Brahmins. The bestower of fortune has created your fortune because the bestower of fortune is your father. He has given every Brahmin child the inheritance of the full treasure stone of the fortune. Therefore, just think about it. What could be lacking for someone who is a child of the master of treasure stones of fortune? Hmm? Wonderful thought for reflection. What is telling? Just think what could be lacking for someone who is a child of the master of the treasure stones of fortune. Hmm? Then Baba tells, because he's using the word treasure stones of fortune. So he further tells, you don't even need to think what is my fortune, because the bestower of fortune has become your father. And so, what would a child lack in terms of the property of fortune? You have become masters of the treasures of fortune, have you not? Those who are so fortunate can never be deceived. Therefore, the easy way is to place your next, sorry, the easy way is to place your steps in his footsteps. You confuse yourself and let go of the company of your companion. Simply remember this one thing constantly. I am in the company of the elevated companion. Verify this and you will always remain satisfied with yourself. Do you understand the easy way? So, beautiful thought Baba has given here. I am in the company of the elevated companion. Hmm? सर्वश्रेष्ठ साथी के साथ में हूँ. If you try to remember this one statement, you will always remain satisfied with yourself. Do you understand the easy way? Don't make easy things difficult. Don't experience anything to be difficult, even in your thoughts. You know how to have such determined thoughts. Do you not? Or when you go back to your respective places, will you say that it is difficult? Bap Dada sees that even though you are called easy yogis, you experience things to be difficult. You consider yourselves to be those who have a right, and yet you become dependent. You are the children of the bestower of fortune, and you question whether you have fortune or not. Perhaps just this much is my fortune. Therefore, know yourself and always move along considering yourself to be a companion at every moment. Acha. So Baba is giving Yad Pyar towards the end. Baba says, to those who place their steps in his footsteps at every step, to those who follow the Father, to those who constantly experience the company of the companion in every thought, to those who fulfill the responsibility of love and always belong to the one companion and none other, to those who are easy yogis, to those elevated, fortunate, special souls, Bab love, remembrance, and namaste. Our remembrance, love, and namaste to Bab Dada. Okay, so let us pause here. We'll read the second part next time. For the next couple of minutes, let's try to dissect the Murli and try to absorb it. What is it that is relevant for me to be applied in my life? Which places do I need to still have the awareness of my companionship with Father? Let us try to reflect for 2 minutes and then we'll come back for the sharings. Om Shanti. Okay, so we can start sharing now.
Om Shanti, Praful Bhai.
Yes, sister.
Whenever this follow footsteps or companion comes, my mind immediately runs to what I learned when I was young. This was a small poem on what we used to call as footprints. Like the child is telling God, Lord, I decided to follow you, and you also promised you will walk with me. But I have noticed that whenever there are times in my life, I see only one set of footprints. I don't see you. I don't understand why, when I needed you the most, you left me, Lord. And when for which God replied, my child, my precious child, I love you. I would never leave you. And the time of trial and suffering, I saw you could not follow me. You could not put your footsteps on me. So you know what I did? I carried you. I don't know why that poem really touched me to say how much God loved. And it was this love of God, in Christianity, which always attracted me. how much God loves you. His love is so wonderful. And when we came to the knowledge, what a change. No need to sit here, fold your hands in prayer with an idol in the front and then worship, say a sloka and all. No, it is you can follow him, you can talk to him, you can be with him, you can play with him, you can talk with him. So, and but I used to think about, is it easy for God to hold my hand and go? Or is it easy if I go behind him in his footsteps? Or can I go and sit on his shoulders and then he can tour me on the world? That is safer, no? Because when you sit on the shoulder, and even in that, I found there were relationships. When I sit on his shoulder, he becomes my father. When he's leading me, he becomes my mother. And when I'm following his footsteps, I'm like the bride, in Saptapadi they follow. I always used to think that. But I always feel following footsteps, God, I used to tell him, what if from behind Maya pulls me? You're looking at the front and walking, but I'm following your footsteps. What if I can't see your footsteps? Some other vision comes. These kind of scenes used to come. But from the Murli, I think there was only one thing which we can take for lesson. When you follow, just check in your actions, daily actions. Is this Srimad? Is this what Baba would do? Am I going on the right path? I think that is a lesson, but that's a very deep, Guhya lesson to take. I don't know, I was just churning along on these lines. And when Baba said, verify every thought, then I thought, okay, probably the Murli is not for just visualization, not just like walking like a baby on step. But Baba is saying every time you put your foot, every time you perform your actions, every time you have a thought, check. Srimat, is this what my Brahma Baba would do? Go ahead. Om Shanti.
Yeah, wonderful sharing. Mm. Mm. It was a very beautiful poetry when I heard, and yeah, Baba is always. And I think sometimes it is Baba holding us on his lap. That is why most of us are still surviving in this path, or else we could have left Baba so back long. But yeah, as you mentioned, it's a very subtle meaning here is that in every thought, in every act we perform, how much that is in line with his Srimad. So the everything here, footstep, everything Baba mentioning is a metaphor, but it has a very deep meaning when it really comes to application. It's not just just wearing white clothes like him or staying in center like him and just following that way. That is just a physical thing, but here Baba has a much deeper meaning in all the thoughts, actions, the words, how much it is in alignment with what he wants us to. And once that is the way that is properly aligned, I think we are in a way following him. Thanks for sharing that. Anyone else would like to add on?
Om Shanti, wonderful sharing by Sister Girija. And I also would like to just add one reflection that where Baba mentioned that consider yourself to be always in the company of the elevated, almighty, most elevated, almighty authority. And he is always with every soul who remembers him. That is also a point of intoxication, which I have taken it as a takeaway and also trying to maximize that experience. Because sometimes, yes, that's true. I forget, especially the times of trouble. Then suddenly the trouble, the situation controls you, and then for some time, for some moments, we forget. I forget the Almighty, and then when I look back, then I see He is only holding me, and and He gave me the strength to face that situation, and then that relationship re-establishes. So I'm trying to work that this situation should not happen even for one moment also. I should not be in the uh, forgetfulness of his company. His company is always there. I'm the company of the elevated companion. That's I want to share. Om Shanti.
Yeah. So coming back to the physical terms, I remember there was one senior Kumar at Punjab. So he used to make sure that he always took Baba along wherever he went. And I'm just mentioning this as a reference, just to make the atmosphere a little light. But what he used to essentially do is wherever he went, uh, he made sure that Baba would come along, especially whenever he drove his two-wheeler. So he was like, Baba, you sit with me, we'll go together. So once it so happened that he just missed out, calling out for him, and he reached office. And as he was parking the vehicle, he suddenly remembered, oh, I forgot to get Baba along. So he drove back to his home, and then he made sure that Baba sits with him. I mean, it is just a matter of thoughts, but he called, invoked Baba, he made him sit, and throughout the journey again, he was having the remembrance that, oh, Baba is with me. And then he came back to office. So
Wonderful.
like
Yeah.
that he practiced many times. But due to this, what happened is that his like if he's sitting in the office table or chair, then he used to make sure that Baba is also given a seat, maybe aside him or in front of him. So that thought made him have that awareness of Baba is always with me. And if he misses out anything, he just made sure that he went back to that point where he actually lost him. So that made his remembrance a very much easy for that matter. So I just recall that instance or to share with you all.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Praful bhai. This will surely has given me, the way, uh, because I am little negligent, careless in this context. What you just narrated, I wouldn't have gone back and to the home and driven down. I'm just saying, and I don't
Yeah.
offer seat. I'm little disobedient child of God, which I am now realize that I should offer him a seat. Now I remember before going to office, I definitely remember him.
Mm.
Definitely. Anywhere I go, I just call upon Baba, take the dristy, salute him. He is the supreme commander, and I salute him and I go. And when I come back, I again salute him and thank him for all the drama scenes which happened to that day, and I offer to him, "This is yours." So, but still, there's scope. Thank you.
Raful bhai, just one thing I want to add to what the brother said. You
Mhm.
spoke about that incident, but I have seen even before I come to the Gyan, we were told, our parents used to tell us whenever even we went to school or even when we went out, like whoever was our Ishta Devata, like my Ishta Devata was Rama those days. So I'll say, okay, Rama, I'm going by, take care of me, take care of the house, and take care of, I've kept something in my cupboard, see that nobody takes it. And then when I come back, I said, Rama, I've come back. How was your day? Did you miss me? Like that small habit I had. And that habit, I remember Dadi Prakash Mani had once said, and this was followed by Jagdish Bai when he went on an abroad trip. Like before you go anywhere on any seva, the first thing she used to just go to Baba's room, take the drishti. So I used to ask her, is it that you're asking Baba for help? To say, Baba, I'm going. She's saying, no, I have to tell Baba I'm going. So just to say, Baba, I'm going. So every time when she went, she used to go to Baba's room and say bye. And then coming back also, the first person when she came to the center was Baba. I remember my childhood habit, which was over here. So that even I think is something nice. Even remembrance, suppose it can be, clogged with so many other things. Oh, did I off the gas? Did I do that? But just before going, okay, take care and go. I think even I like that. If you remember, I don't know the name of the brother. He's from Nagarjun. He followed Father Brahma as he did for 5 years. He left his body even. I can't remember his name. Just like Father Brahma. So, what do you think we should for? Because he said it's very difficult to follow incorporeal Shiv Baba. So, what do you think? Because should we follow these kind of footsteps, or what do you mean by the word follow Father? Does it just mean three things which Baba says: light, might, and insight? What is the real thing of follow Father as far as this Murli is concerned?
Yeah, would anybody like to attempt that answer question?
No, I said follow Father. See, I gave you so many examples. So I really followed Dadi Prakash Mani. I love her so much. I followed that. But I remember after that in 1995, this Nagarjun brother, he followed Father Brahma. So when Baba says follow Father, what is that real thing which we should take as far as this Murli is concerned? Follow Father.
Yeah, so I think,
Shanti, brother.
yeah, go ahead, brother.
Um, yeah, good morning. You know, in day-to-day life, when we keep items here and there and forget it, so there's a very good method to remember where have we kept items. That is to say that I have kept my item here, and somewhere or the other, that remembrance stays that yes, the item has been kept in such and such place. So, as far as I understand, if I do any activity with the remembrance and as Baba did that I am a soul, that would be a powerful thought to carry that identity that now I'll be following for the Brahma, like he is a soul, son of the Supreme Soul, and then that would be the ignition wherein that remembrance and rest of the things fall in place. And yeah, thank you.
Just one thought I will share. So, the if you take this companionship itself, right? So, always, fulfilling the responsibility of companionship. So, if you take one act that Brahma Baba has done, so we have the example of Brahma Baba who. So we have to remember Shiv Baba all the time and then do every act, right, in his remembrance. So that is what Brahma Baba has done. He, made Shiv Baba his companion and did everything in his remembrance and really demonstrated what we need to do. Right. So when we have someone who demonstrated something in practical, right, it becomes, especially in the corporate medium, right, it becomes easy for us to follow, right? So I suppose here, that is what Baba is meant. See, the most elevated, easy and clear path, right? So the most elevated path that we all know now, that is to um, that is to attain our perfect stage, right? So now, if you look at it, it is only Brahma Baba who has attained the perfect stage, and we all are. We don't know how to attain. If it is Brahma Baba is not there or he has not attained, means nobody knows how to attain it. Now Brahma Baba having attained the perfect path, and we are also getting different ways how what he has done in terms of getting to that stage, right? So when we also follow what he has done, then we will get there. And the path is when we hear it, what Brahma Baba did in the corporeal um, life, in his life, right? That becomes easy and clear for us to follow it. So I suppose, this is one thought option.
Yeah, thanks, Vinod Bhai and Vijit Bhai, for those sharing. So just to put on a lighter note, following Brahma Baba doesn't mean that there was one brother at Gyan Sarovar who started wearing dhoti like Brahma Baba did. Some Kumar might think, oh, Brahma Baba did have a marriage. Let me also follow him and marry and have kids. So these are like even the ways, even in Lokik, sometimes people follow their religious leaders, uh, the physical things, not realizing that those physical things might be need of that hour or the situation or circumstances at that time. So here it is purely in terms of following the Srimad, how Brahma Baba obediently followed whatever Shiva Baba mentioned, and what Shiva Baba mentions is all that we listen Murli on a daily basis, may it be Saka or Ravyak. And basis that Murli, how the application Brahma Baba did in his day-to-day life. Uh, when situation came, when he met people, when he did his self efforts. So in that terms, since we have his story in front of us, and in case if not, then sometimes what I do is I also try listening to some of the stories by our seniors. Although we have listened it before, but it is always good idea to listen it once in a month, or at least in the January month I make sure that I do that. May it be from Dadi Prakashmani, Dadi Gulzar, or whoever. There are lots of audio and videos available on what Brahma Baba did and how his life was. So what happens is those stories, when we listen, how he actually implemented Gyan in some specific circumstances, that also helps us relate to the circumstances which we face. Maybe it will not be the same or very much similar, but more or less in our context, things might really match. And then we get an idea. Because again, following Baba's Srimad is not like it is just one thing, it is situational also. Baba many times gives two different answers for a same problem, considering different people, two different situations. So what did Brahma Baba say to some people, and how did Brahma Baba actually implement that specific Srimad? So that broadens our knowledge. So now that we don't have any dadis left in Yagya, it is a good idea to, at least listen to the stories of Brahma Baba. I'm not recommending to do that every day, but at least once in a while, because that gives us a very good insight of what Brahma Baba did. Because none of us, at least in this call, I believe, have actually seen Brahma Baba in practical life. But yes, the Murli and those stories really help us get an idea of how he implemented Baba's knowledge. And yes, having said that, referring back again, it is not merely physical following, it is more of the intellectual or the way Baba interpreted Shiv Baba's Srimad and became number one, what we understand him to be. Okay, so it's 5:50. Any final thoughts, or else we can move on to the meditation?
Baji, we have an announcement for tomorrow's session.
Yes, we have Ashish Bhai session tomorrow. Do you remember the topic? Anyone remembers which topic he would be?
Yeah, pure deeds indeed.
Yeah,
Pure deeds indeed. So that's the topic.
it's Ashish Bhai is from Pune. Wonderful soul. He has stayed in US for quite a while, and now he's into Baba's service. He has his Gita Pathshala, and he has wonderful insights in different topics. Some of you all might have heard his commentaries on YouTube. Those are very famous. So yeah, if possible, do attend tomorrow. I'm sure he would have a very wonderful sharing with all of you all. With that said, Let's.
Praful Bhai, I know there's no time. So there was a brother, I don't know who spoke before Bijit Bhai. I just took in over there because follow
Mm-hmm.
father, I have already put in the chat box. F is capital F. Capital F, we always say, is God. So maybe I took what that brother had said. Maybe we are referring to Brahma means Avyakt Brahma. I don't know. I just took that meaning. That's what I wanted to share. I
Okay.
put in the box.
Okay. Thank you. So let's pause for a minute and let's check which part of our daily schedule needs a fine tuning of either recalling Baba while performing that task or acknowledging his presence while we do his task, while we do that task, or copying the way he would do that task if he was over here. So let us take any one task and try to use these three parameters of how Brahma Baba, if he was in my place, in my seat, in my costume, how would he do that specific thing? Let's visualize that and then take those things for ourselves. Okay, thank you so much for joining. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll meet you all on Monday for the second part of the Murli. Om Shanti.